Welcome to this typical Mule production video, part 2 of the Mule Deer Bucks of January series. And today's video is going to be about a buck I call the Big 2x3. So enjoy the clips, and thanks for watching. Let me introduce you to the Big 2x3. I've seen him on the winter range at least 2 years now, maybe 3. But here's pictures of him from this year in 2022 and from last year 2021, and you can see 2021 he was a little more impressive, maybe a little more mass, his tines were better, maybe just a titch wider, but he is an old buck. He's an old warrior. He's definitely 6+. He's an old deer, and he's definitely the boss out there on the winter range. He pushes other deer around. He's kind of the cranky old man out there on the winter range. Just a neat buck, huge, and this is a good example of a buck that he wouldn't score well. He's not your typical 4x4, but he is a really big deer, and there's some clips in this video that just shows you how big he really is compared to other deer when he's next to him. So enjoy the footage. This is just a short clip of the Big 2x3 out on the winter range in 2021. This is the first time I'd seen the Big 2x3 out on the winter range, and this is a pretty cool sequence here. He's with a new buck that I'd seen the first time this year. He's a 4-point that's got a dropper, but I think he's got a dropper because he injured his antler during velvet. But enjoy the sequence. Yeah, here comes the drop tine buck, I call him. And you can see the Big 2x3 turns around right here. He doesn't like this drop tine buck very much. He kind of lays his ear back and gives him the stare down. So, drop tine tries to go around him, and Big 2x3 looks at him and gives him a little snort there and says, "Don't get any closer." So the drop tine buck just kind of walks around him. Just a good example of a cranky old man out on the winter range. And here's an example of how big you see how big the Big 2x3 is compared to this drop tine buck. And the drop tine buck's not a bad deer. I mean, he's not huge, but he's a nice buck. This is just a short clip of the big 2x3 skyline. This is a clip of the big 2x3 with the wide 4 and the 160 buck. And here in just a second, the big 2x3 and 160 will lock antlers, and you can really see how big the big 2x3 is, why they're locking antlers here. So just this is a clip of the big 2x3 just out in the field by himself. This is the big 2x3 with a buck I call Whitey. He was the deer featured on the first episode of this series, and this is just another example of how big big 2x3 is compared to other bucks. Here's the big 2x3 with Whitey, the 160 buck, and a young 4-point. And I had this clip on my last episode. Enjoy it. And here's the big 2x3. He's just coming off the hill this day, and he just stops and starts and gives me some good angles and some good footage. Thanks for watching that video. I hope you enjoyed it. In the comments, let me know what you think about this buck. Did you like the way he looked last year better than this year? Let me know what you think about him. And remember to live in the moment, enjoy the memories, and thanks for watching.